I'm on the farm today and thought I would share our business plan for 2025. So 2025 marks a crossroads and kind of a new beginning for this farm. So if you've been around the channel for any length of time, you know that two things have been going on here, kind of coming to a peak in 2024 and moving here into 2025. The first one is, over the past several years, you've probably noticed, if you stayed up with the channel, that the yield on our hay has plummeted. And the reason for that is that my kids have grown, and with that, they've got jobs and lives of their own. And so my available help obviously went away with that. And it was aggravated by a day job, which was, I had a good job as a hotshot engineer for a day job. And anyway, the day job, as anybody that works and farms knows, one of the two interferes with the other. And even though my employer was real good about saying, go do what you gotta do, it was quite often I chose to stay at the helm on my day job and let the hay suffer. And sometimes it got rained on, and that was okay. You know, the meat and potatoes came from the day job, not from this farm. As my kids and my help kind of got away from me, what happened is I lost the ability to be on this farm during the day. So it was quite often that you know, they would rake and ted hay and do things like that, even unload wagons until I could get in here from work to bale. And I used a lot of vacation, even when they were under my feet, to bale hay on this farm. But basically the last 2 years has been doing all the planning as an army of one. And if my kids are in the neighborhood, they would help out. But I always had to plan, and always will, I think, going forward, to do it all by myself. Be prepared to do everything as a one-man army. So the outcrop of that was my fields were basically neglected from a fertility standpoint. I did not fertilize crazy like I had done in what I call the glory days of haying on this farm, and so my yields were way down, and it was just a necessity. So the next major thing that happened on this farm in late 2024 is I retired from my day job on August 30th of 2024, actually. And so now I have the ability to be on this farm 7 days a week if I choose to do so. By the way, people have asked, why is that chair hanging off this sickle bar mower? Well, there's a rod. I don't know. It's getting kind of dark. This swath thing that throws the hay over when you go through. It's a great way to get yourself poked, and it's hard to see it as it is. So I hang that chair on there so people know there's an obstacle. So that 7-day availability is key to the future of at least my farming on this farm. And so while I intend to mash the pedal as hard as I can, I don't intend to kill myself over a bale of hay. So I am retired, so I don't know that I need to put in crazy hours on this farm. But I am gonna throw the ball as hard as I can, but I'm gonna kind of try to take care of my health too, not not kill myself over a bale of hay, as I said. So what are we going to do in 2025? Well, there's a lot. We've got some hay wagons to rebuild, kicker hay wagons. Some of them we got to build up from scratch. I've got the running gear. Some of them we just need to make some repairs on. I've talked about that ad nauseum. I believe that's going to happen in 2025. So as to what to plant in this field when we get it worked up again is somewhat open for debate here on the farm, because while teff is great, I've got some old bags of Timothy, some of them partial bags, probably got a couple of full bags, but I think I've got enough Timothy around here that I've just haven't planted left over, that I could probably plant this field and maybe a couple others. And so there's a possibility that I might spring plant Timothy and with the intent of replanting it with fresh seed in the fall, and just planting it as an annual. But I'll get into that a little bit later. Teff, as I mentioned, is a great summer grass, but it's somewhat hit or miss. When it clicks, it's like gold, and when it doesn't work, it's like a boat anchor, and it's expensive, but it's a desired hay, and we'd like to move away from mixed grass and back into Timothy especially. That's kind of our calling card up here. Mixed grass is a low cost way to make hay, but when we try to sell it, we're selling against what amounts to Walmart. Everybody's got it, and everybody's got a lower price than we do. When I say a field has got to go into production, this is the one that's right here around my white barn with the green roof. And this field right here, in regards to the teff grass, I overseeded this field with teff last summer, and we were in a drought situation. I had some rain when I sowed it in, and after my third cut, I guess when I clipped that teff, it really came on and enabled me to get a fourth cutting of hay, and it was utterly beautiful. 2 cuttings is typically what we take up here, and the teff, I feel, helped me get 4 cuttings. They weren't big. The third and the fourth weren't big, but it was just incredibly nice hay. Part of the reason I do that is because this field is thinning down, and even though it's still a good field, it used to be straight Timothy. It's orchard Timothy, fescue, and there's just a seed bit in here that won't give up the ghost. So where there are patches, the teff grass fills in and gives me more volume. Now, this is our east field. In regards to it, we're not going to do anything to it other than fertilize, and we may overseed again with the teff grass. That's a possibility in the fall of 2025. This may go into Timothy, but this is kind of the insurance policy field for this farm, and I would prefer to leave this as it is and just make it better with good fertilization, and focus on bringing in that field into production right there around my barn. You saw my videos on this John Deere 335 round baler, but in 2025 I'll be making a lot of round bales, and I know it's dark in here, but and I've got a video on this bale. This was the last round bale that I had. I'll be putting that video up probably after this one, if I can get it to if I can get it formatted. But this bale has high moisture and high potential to heat up, and I think all of these round bales have a lot of potential to heat up and burn down an otherwise great barn. So it's very likely that the round bales will be stored outside. And I need to pick a good place where they'll drain, and I'm not sure just where that's going to be. Being an army of one, what I'm saying is when the wagons get full and there's not time to unload on the same day, whatever's left in the field will go in a round bale. So kind of getting back to the spring planting of Timothy, it's quite possible that this field and that little spot right up there, these old bags of Timothy I've got, they may not germinate. So I'll lay some of the seed from each bag out on a tray of some sort with some potting soil, and where it's nice and warm, and put a light on them. And if the seed germinates, then I'll use it. I'll use that seed up instead of buying, teff grass. And so this field and that little spot up there, as I may have just mentioned, will get the Timothy treatment if the seed will germinate, for sure. And these fields have dwindled into trash. I don't like the hay that comes off here anymore, and it's thin, and the weed pressure has been it just taken advantage of that. So I want to, even if I spring plant, the way that's going to work is it'll go in at the end of February, the 1st of March, and I'll be disking these fields to get me a good planting bed, broadcasting, and then I'll put a cultipacker to it and pack it down. Now, it's unconventional, but last time I looked, people plant corn and soybeans in the spring and they take them off in the fall, and that's what we'll do here. The difference is I'm planting with an annual in mind, and when fall comes, I'll come back in, hit the field with Roundup, and redisc everything, and then put down a nice stand of good seed Timothy to reestablish this field. And that's part of the reason that east field over there, I called it my insurance field. We're not going to till up everything in order to take a chance that it'll all grow. We just don't know whether a drought will set in or too much water and nothing will work. But that's the plans for this field, and if I start running a disc over it, I'll have videos on that. So I've had a lot of videos down here in this low ground, cutting down and working up these trees out through here, trying to clear this thing so we can get in and out with our hay equipment without weaving around. And it's a great producing field, but it's not a very friendly field with all those trees in there. And hoping to get a bulldozer in here, get the stumps pulled out, and have this thing ready to go in the spring. We will not do anything here as far as replanting for 2025, I don't think. So I'm running up against the dark here, and before I close out the video, there's a couple things. On the hill, I'm hoping to expand up in there and bring some of the autumn olives under control. Worst case, we would have just nice pasture that we would bush hog. I'd like to get round bales up there especially, and so probably really looking at a 2-year plan here as far as redeeming this field and bringing this farm back to a really quality hay producer. And but the one thing we are going to do, and I'll be pulling soil samples, without a doubt, these fields will get lime, and it's my intent to hammer hammer these fields with fertilizer as though I had a crew of people helping me out. Again, being retired and 7-day availability is going to be really nice, because I'm not taking vacation or half a day from the day job or trying to get up here in the evenings. You know, as I've mentioned in previous videos, this farm is an hour and a half from my old day job location, and so it'll be a new experience for me here on this farm coming into spring with 7-day availability. I think without killing myself, even if I put in a lot of time but not a lot of work, I think much is going to get done. And you know, sometimes my most productive days are when I'm up here for a couple hours, and you know, 2 to 4 hours, instead of trying to have an 8 or 10 hour day or 12-hour day. I mean, when we're baling hay, sometimes it requires that kind of an effort, but the goal is to chip away at this on a consistent basis. And one of my lessons learned already from my retirement is not to spread myself too thin, and so focus on one project, like clearing these trees, get it done right, and then move on to the next thing. And so that's the way it'll be with, you know, what projects I have. There'll be a time where we move into this field and put a disc on it. There'll be a time when we make hay wagons, and that's all I'm going to be doing, is working on hay wagons, and so on and so forth. And so and that includes, you know, getting up there on the hill too. And I'd go up there today, but the rain has made it a mud pie up here, so I'll probably do another video showing what's going on back there, because there is work going on the hill. And so that's kind of the video for 2025. These are the business plan for this farm. We want to return to quality hay and start sending ourselves in that direction. We want our volumes to come up. We want our yield to come up to compensate for the labor situation. There'll be more round bales. Hopefully my John Deere 335 is up to it. And so that's basically what I got for 2025, the business plan here on the hay farm. So let me put this video to bed, and hit the like button, subscribe, share, comment, and we'll talk to you later.